So I'm going to show you how I make my marshmallow whip. Just make sure my bowl's clean. Always leave remnants in there for some reason. But you need gelatin, you need erythritol, I use Locanto. You're going to need some salt and vanilla. And I like to use a clear vanilla. And this is actually better vanilla, but that's what I like to use because it doesn't give a cast to it. So the first step is to bloom your gelatin. And grass-fed gelatin is preferably the best when you're doing keto. Well, you can use whatever the hell you can find. I'm talking quietly because people are taking naps, and it's the only time I can do shit without everybody running amok. So 3 tablespoons of gelatin. Bet you didn't know marshmallows were made of that, huh? And I'm going to do 1/4 of a cup of warm water, just from the tap. So this will bloom your gelatin. Just pour it in there. Give it a little bit of a stir. I use warm water. The recipe calls for cold, and I use warm just to make sure those crystals are dissolved. Okay, let it sit there, and then I'm going to show you how to do the sugar and water. So to powder your crystallized sugar, you just put it in one of these little handy dandy things here. So it's powdered sugar now. You can buy erythritol powdered, but I just do this. So, ooh, smokes the dust particles. You're going to need a cup of this. So I'll show you what we're going to do with this over at the stove. I have a makeshift thing going on to videotape so I can be hands-free. It's my first time doing this, so before when I used to make videos, I had my daughter videography me. So 1 cup of erythritol, and to the stove we'll go. So I'm at the stove and I have, is it going? Yeah. I have 2/3 a cup of water. Did I do 2/3? Yeah, 2/3 a cup of water boiling, and then I'm going to add my erythritol, which is a cup of powdered erythritol, and I'm going to just dissolve this. The recipe I read said to use allulose or some other stuff that they had, and honestly, I've never used those things, and some of them are not good for animals. You know, like xylitol is really toxic, and maltol are really toxic to animals, so I don't use that in my house because I have a dog. So basically, you're going to dissolve all of this, and I'll add my salt at this point. I'm just going to do a little pinch of salt. You want to get it to back to a little bit of a rolling boil here. I use pink Himalayan salt for pretty much everything, or sea salt. And you got to get that dissolved. So I'm turning my heat up because we really want this to boil, and we want the sugar and the salt to dissolve. Just going to stir it, let it boil, and it's a little bit of a process. It says something about a candy thermometer on there, but you know what? I don't have one. So for me, it's pretty much trial and error. But you'll know when your water is right, because it's going to really be boiling. So give me a couple of minutes here, and I'll be back. So I don't know if you can see that, but here it is. It's basically at a rolling boil, and that's what you want, where you see the little bubbles coming on top. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and add 2 teaspoons of my vanilla. See, that's clear. I have a Mexican vanilla that's brown, so I'm just going to stir that up. And then I'm going to transfer this into a Pyrex cup just because it's going to be easier to pour. Man, that vanilla smells so good. Easier to pour into my bowl. And the volume, of course, looks more than it actually is. And we'll go put it into the mixer now. Done. Okay, so let me get that angled so you can see what the hell I'm fucking doing. Okay, so I'm going to turn my mixer on. And then I'm going to just slowly go down the side of the mixer and add this simple syrup, is basically what it is, into the gelatin. And it'll do its own magic. You just need to let it do its work with the mixer. Don't do it too high because I'm going to tell you what, I had flecks of marshmallow fluff everywhere, so hopefully it works for us. Incorporating all the air that it needs into those marshmallows. I have a pan already ready. I'm using a bigger pan than I used last time. I use these small little tart pans because they're shallower, and well, it was my first time making them, so I really wanted to see how they came out. But I'll get back to you when this is done mixing. These people are back home. Okay, they're home. Anyway, this takes a minute. This takes about probably 15 minutes to whip it up into the cream. Just be patient and let it do its job. And let me get this bowl out of here. Josh, get your fucking ass out of here. My son-in-law, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. He just irritates my fucking soul. Got me cussing and everything up in my kitchen. She acts like she gets it. It's not an act. Anyway, I'm limited on space, and so yeah. I'm going to show you what you need to do. So you have your pan that's greased. Well, greased. I have coconut oil and parchment paper. And put it in my pan. You get a spatula. I put a little bit of coconut oil on there so it doesn't stick. Okay? Then you just pour your marshmallows, your fluff. You can put it in a jar. I don't really like it as fluff, honestly. I like the marshmallows better. So you spread it around. And I'm just going to put them all in this pan today. But I just wanted to show you, you can do them in any size pan, depending on the thickness that you want. So, that's pretty much it. And these are going to take all day to dry. And because it is erythritol, it's not going to be as dry as a regular marshmallow would. So just spread it around. And then I will get back to you with the rest of the recipe on how to make the Rocky Road bars. I'm going to do your ass in a minute, Josh.